me, I think when we start a year, whether it's a family, an individual person, whether it's a company, whether it's a region, Western region, whether it's Banjul, the mayor's office, or the office of the presidency, or KMC, a church, a school, a company, civil society, whatever it is, there must be that time. And you notice that sometimes some organizations take a retreat. Sometimes they take it at the end of the year. That becomes very tricky. People are preparing for the end of the year festivities. Some people travel. They have family members coming down. Most times people take it in the beginning of the year. Some take a month, some take a week, and they put things in place. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the joy of success in any endeavor, or at least measurable progress in any endeavor, is that you first of all sat down, assessed what you wanted, and planned for it, and prepared for it, and rehearsed for it, and then you implemented it. And so in the early days of February, the year is still young. It's just about 5 weeks old now. The year has 52 weeks. So we have some 47 to go. I think it's not too late to readjust ourselves and have a sharply focused intent as to where we are going to, so that we have a compelling drive towards that goal. Now, because life's circumstances do not always make for our journey to our destiny to become a linear line, sometimes there are detours, but my personal joy is that if we have planned to achieve 5 things, and that's our vision, and then we lace it with maybe our mission statement, and we bring objectives and then key indicators, and we have some kind of monitoring and evaluation systems to see where we get to, I'm almost pretty sure that by December, out of that 5, maybe 3 would have been accomplished. And 3 over 5, I believe, is 60%, and that's a pass. It's a B. Whereas without all this, you will just be trying. February will come, March will come, and you will flow and be swayed by the tide of life. I believe as the year was ending, I did mention of that, particularly in the context of our nation. Sometimes if you look at the feasts, all the religious feasts, and if you look at national holidays and some holidays that come, if you look at them, they seem to be so regular that it's like there is always a social intervention in some ways in our lives, which brings a halt, a public holiday. It brings something, and we have to regroup again. And so if that is the case, well, that is the case. I mean, other nations, other outfits have different situations. If that is the case, that is the case. For example, if you're given a job that makes you work all night, that's the case. You don't moan, you don't groan, you do it, but then you make use of your mornings and your afternoons. So you adjust yourself. And so there are great outcomes. I am yet to see somebody who doesn't want to progress, prosper, advance, be celebrated, and be known for something good in this life. Quite a number of people, yes, have given up in life. They think nothing good can come out, but if you engage them on one-on-one and you are able to paint a preferred future for their life, they will be envisioned, empowered. And if you can show them key steps, even if they're baby bite-sized steps, say if you do this for the next 1 month and you do that, start by reading 2 chapters a day, 1 chapter a day, start by walking 200 steps a day. By the end of the year, the person will say, wow, I can see my pedometer. I walk 10,000 steps daily. But they did not start with that. I think it's a Chinese proverb that says the journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step. Without a vision, the people perish. They do not die. They are just not lost. They perish. And these are strong words. As I explained to you, when people die at sea or a plane crashes into the water or somewhere and they can't find the passengers, and by the time they see the wreckage and pull it from under the water, everybody's gone. They perished. They just perished. It's like, in a way, what happened in Banda Aceh in the tsunami some years ago, and the people just perished. They were wiped away. Visionlessness is described in that way. That if you are visionless, if I am visionless, if we are not empowered and driven by vision, we will be walking up and down, sleeping, waiting, eating, watching football, Chelsea, Manchester, watching soap operas, doing everything, but we are perishing. We are perishing. We are going nowhere. Even if you come to the New King James, it says where there is no revelation. And a revelation or a vision means that there was an encounter. Something popped up in your spirit. The lights came on and change began its process in you. And you say, my life is not going to be like this again. I'm going to cut off this habit, cut off these things, stop meeting with these friends, shut down the TV. I'm going to face my book, face my this, face that. Something came upon you. Sometimes, and most times I must add, it's a personal reality. And maybe if you are the leader of a company, an organization, and you have a broader scale oversight in national leadership or things like that, then you can sell in an articulate, measurable, possible way to your constituency, your family, to the school, to the religious organization, to that company, that these are our set goals and targets for 2014. And that being the case, people can know why, because they have something, they have a goal they are running towards. So at the very beginning of this time, the most important thing is that you have a vision. What is your vision for 2014? For your life, your family, your health, your finances, your sense of nationality, your contribution to the human race, your academic growth, and everything. So what things can you put in place? There must be a tangible, compelling course of action for you. You decide to lose weight, you decide to add weight, you decide to read one book every month. So we've already lost January, but between now and 31st December, you have read at least 11 books. Do you know that there are quite a number of people who have not read 11 books in their lifetime? There are quite a number of people who have not read 11 books in 1 year, one book a month. And obviously you can see the outcome of that. If you read one book a month, 11 books in this year, come December, your information bandwidth and spectrum will be wide, your vocabulary will be bigger, your confidence level to participate in discourses on all kinds of areas, and I'm just saying, yes, somebody told me, but you are able to contribute into discourses intelligently, is because you made a decision, you had a vision. You didn't want to perish. You had a vision, and you said, I'm going to read 11 books. Where there is no vision, people perish. But he that keeps the law of the vision, he is happy. One of my great joys about Jesus Christ and his life was that he was so envisioned. I mean, if you're looking for a visionary, it's got to be Jesus Christ, globally. Because when I think of his life story as recorded in the scriptures, from his birth to when he started his ministry, as you follow him, as it's interwoven in the four Gospels in the New Testament, the Injil, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you can see purpose, you can see focus, you can see direction, you can see a business-minded person, you can see somebody who knew what he was doing, where he was going, how to get there. He wasn't distracted by friends, whether they clapped for him, whether they gave him a title, whether they gave him money. You know, his brothers, his family, people wanted things. Some family members wanted connection for their children. Some people thought this thing is an earthly thing, so we are going to make money out of this thing. If we're around Jesus, we'll make a lot of money. He heals the sick, so we'll start a healing organization. And he raised the dead, we'll start a dead raising organization. He fed the 5,000, we're going to start a feeding organization. And in all of those things, he could have done them legitimately, good, well, proper, and well-meaning, but they were not his primary purpose. His focus was on my soul, your soul, to redeem us to that place where God had for us that we lost in the Garden of Eden through our forebears Adam and Eve, or Adam and Hawa. So that was his purpose. And how many of us in life get distracted? We make the resolutions. I mean, everybody makes resolutions. You have a diary, you fill your date of birth, your blood pressure, your doctor's name, your insurance. You know, you feel good, you write nice.